My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is back from vacation with a very special in-studio guest.
One of the awesome folks that pinch hit for me when I was gone, Ethan Hatcher, host of Saturday Night on the Circle.
Hey, Ethan.
How are you, my man?
I am very frustrated after a disappointing weekend of the Republican convention, but otherwise we are off and running to another work week, working on the properties and getting the landlording stuff done.
Sound like Crystal Hammer after a night of lovemaking. I'm very disappointed. I'm very frustrated, but we move on. All right. So walk me through what exactly happened, because you were a delegate.
Correct.
You were an elected delegate to go to the convention, but yet something happened. What happened?
So I file my paperwork and I am elected. I proceed to go to the convention on the first day of the convention, Friday. I get there, about 4:30, 4:45, thereabouts, go to the check-in counter, and I'm not in there. I'm not in the register. They're looking for a name. They're looking for like a signature comparison, and I'm not in the register. And so we start, communicating with the state officials, and you didn't pay your delegate fee on time. And I said, there was a deadline for that? Because I paid the delegate fee. It says nothing about this of any kind of deadline on the official party website. The only communication
So they got their money.
Yeah.
It just wasn't in time.
Correct.
So did they refund your money then?
I haven't been refunded yet. I'm told I just need to, call the downtown office, but the number that called me on election day to inform me that there was a delegate fee, but they didn't tell me you had to pay it within 7 days of your election, or else your county chair could swap your ass out and replace you with somebody else, which that's another story. This is Natalie Goodwin, the local Marion County GOP chair for my district, and she swapped me out evidently with herself. I'm not sure. I haven't seen specifically who she swapped me out with, but then she didn't even attend the convention.
Why do I know that name?
Because she's the nothing head of the Marion County GOP.
Right.
Like Ethan's hat, which is sitting here with a feather in it, has done more for the voters of Marion County than Natalie Goodwin has.
Literally, because she didn't even bother to run anybody in our district. Like the primary ballot was basically barren here in Marion County.
I'm a Marion County resident, and don't threaten me with a good time.
So it would have been more strategically beneficial for you and I to participate in the Democrat primary, because we would have had more of a voice, more of a say in our local elected representation than voting in the Marion County Republican primary. But you have to do it. You have to vote in your Republican primary, because if you don't, you could be a Republican not in good standing and then be precluded from running in any election, which 86% of the state is, because of screwy rules like this that are designed by the insiders to keep the outsiders out and allow them to rig the system in their favor.
And I hear what you're saying. I'm just going to be devil's advocate here, though. When you decided to run as a delegate, it's on you to learn all the rules, is it not?
It's 100% my fault, man. At the end of the day, I got nobody to blame but myself. It was the position I ran for. I wish I would have gotten more communication as a first-time, person who's ever ran for a position like this.
Do we know if
more
that's
support.
normal, like in other cities, other counties? Like, does the county chair reach out to the delegates and say, hey, reminder, your fees are due?
Yes, this happens in other districts across Indiana, and I was far from the only delegate that this happened to in this cycle.
Oh, okay.
It's part of there were dozens of people who also got kicked for similar reasons.
How much is the money? How much is the
It's $150, which I was staring down the barrel of a $4,000 plus balance of a property tax bill at the beginning of May. So, I'm sorry that I wasn't enthusiastic to throw down another $150 right at that particular moment in time. I didn't know it was only a 7-day deadline.
I really just feel bad for you, because you were filling in for Hammer the past couple of weeks, and you were excited. You were putting yourself out there. You were
very excited to participate.
You were participating. You were like putting your money where your mouth was, essentially, and saying, you're not just complaining, you're going to go do something about it.
So this whole process is how people like Max Establishment Engling or Dirty Diego Morales, who lost their respective delegate races, became appointed to be delegates at the convention. And even though they lost, they got to be delegates. And even though I won because of this obscure little rule that isn't highly publicized, I got, kicked to the curb. And I won my race. They did. But they got to participate, and I was kicked out.
To be clear, you did pay
correct
the fee, just not on time.
Correct.
Is that what I'm understanding?
Correct. I did not pay it within the 7-day window,
Okay.
and that meant that the county chair could pluck me out, which she did, and then didn't even bother to attend the convention. And I showed up. I showed up in person. They didn't. Okay, look, at no point was there any kind of communication. There wasn't hey, congratulations, you won the election. There wasn't hey, you didn't get your delegate fee in on time, so we swapped you out. I had to show up down there in Fort Wayne and find out that I wasn't credentialed or going to be able to participate. You'd think that the bare minimum they could do if you were an effective county chair is inform the people who were elected, like, oh, hey, yeah, you didn't get your fee in time. We swapped you out. Don't bother showing up.
Ethan Hatcher joining us, host of Saturday Night on the Circle, also fills in for all the shows around here at WIBC. Ethan, you and I are two of the WIBC hosts that live in Marion County.
Mm-hmm.
We are Indianapolis residents. Take me through your thoughts on Natalie Goodwin, who is the Marion County GOP chair. Your thoughts on how she has done in her job. I've made my thoughts perfectly clear. Like, if you think Joe Hogsett's doing a bad job, and if you think he's the bottom of the barrel, Natalie Goodwin is too lazy to even get involved in the barrel making process.
Correct. To be honest, I don't have extensive thoughts on Natalie Goodwin because Natalie Goodwin is totally absent in any capacity around here for the Marion County GOP. You don't see from her. You don't hear from her. She doesn't run anybody. She doesn't do anything. She's working behind the scenes, and that's exactly what she did.
Crap. She's lazy.
She plucked my ass right off the register and then didn't even bother to show up to the convention. So you didn't run anybody, but you replaced me and then didn't bother to show up. And I reached out to this lady from the convention floor. Now, I didn't have her personal contact info, but when I was checking in, who I happened to run into, none other than the king of the trust chart, according to Indy Reporter, Representative Andrew Ireland.
He was just on earlier.
He was just there, and I'm like, yo, Andy, because, we're good friends, and that's how we refer to each other. Andy, yeah. And I called him over, and I'm like, hey, I'm having this problem here getting checked in because of this issue with the fee. Can you reach out to my county chair, Natalie Goodwin, because I know you're a connected, Republican elected official. And he did. And we got in contact, and she pushed me off. She's like, oh, no, I can't do anything about it. It's the state responsibility. And then, of course, they wanted to ping pong with whose responsibility it was. But at the end of the day, what it amounted to was you won't be participating in the convention. It was just a bummer the whole way around.
All right,
but lessons learned. I'm going to try again next time.
Dumb question. So Natalie voted in your place?
She wasn't there. So, of course, she didn't.
So there was no vote.
There was no representative for your vote then?
Yep.
Was Marion County represented in any way at this thing from an official an official leadership category?
Well, you'd have to ask Natalie Goodwin that.
Oh, good luck with that. Again, I don't expect Indianapolis to become red. Don't get it twisted. I'm not asking Natalie to perform miracles. I'm asking her to try. That's all I'm asking for, Ethan. As a resident, as a voter in Marion County, she's more interested in doing her chamber crap than it is putting somebody on the ballot. Look, I get it's a very blue city, but freaking try.
Right. That's the very least that you can do. And if you don't want to do the job, then let somebody else do it. Let somebody who's willing to work at the grassroots level get in there and get the job done.
When are you on air again? What's your schedule?
It's not going to be for a few weeks, actually, because I have this weekend off. The next time I will be on air, actually, will be for the morning show on the 29th and 30th, filling in with Brian Baker, the gentleman from Georgia.
Wow.
You might remember him. Yeah.
Now, again, I'm not trying to be an a-hole, but it's not the morning show. It's the early midday show. Tony Katz is our morning host.
Well, midday is after 12, Hammer.
No, that's not the morning show. Tony Katz is the morning
Early
host.
midday.
The name of the show is literally
All right.
Tony Katz in the Morning News.
Well, this is the mid-morning show.
I hate you. Ethan Hatcher, ladies and gentlemen, he's an American treasure.
Thank you, Ethan.
Thanks
Sorry
for having me
about
on,
all
guys.
that, man.
So ridiculous. Let the man vote. He paid the money.
And I showed up, and I was there.
What was that Bad News Bears movie, Matt Bear? You remember when the kids were at the Astrodome? Let them play.
Let them play.
We should have
Let
started
Ethan vote.
Let him vote. We should have done that.